Hello, this is Jenny from Healing the Wounded Heart. I have been thinking lately that nothing really seems to stay the same for long, does it? The weather, for example, is constantly changing, even minute by minute sometimes. Events and circumstances in our lives too are also changing. Our natural tendency is that we want to hold on to the good things, don't we? Therefore, we find it very hard when the good things seem to be slipping through our fingers and we cannot do a thing to stop it and drag it back. Yet, change is part and parcel of our life. For example, we cannot stay like a little child all of our life. There comes a point when we enter the adult world. We are blessed in this country to experience the 4 seasons of the year. We know that it is not winter all the time, and we are so glad about that, aren't we? We cannot always fight against change, although sometimes we do try to, especially if it is something to do with speaking out against something which is not right. Generally, though, we are to accept change and even embrace it. Usually easier said than done, especially it seems as we age. As we get older, we tend to settle more, don't we? The Israelites in the Old Testament were instructed to follow the cloud by day and the fire by night as they journeyed through the wilderness. In other words, they were not called to settle, but to move out under the leading of God. When the cloud stayed, they stayed, and when it moved, they moved. This past year has certainly been a year of change for all of us. I, for one, have found it really difficult, as I have felt so restricted by government rules. Not being able to speak publicly has been really hard for me. I have also missed the frequency of swimming and going to the gym. And as for not being able to sit in coffee shops, oh my goodness. Maybe you have had other struggles through all this change. Perhaps your mental health has suffered, or maybe you have lost someone that you loved. Or perhaps you have lost your job and are struggling to pay the bills and provide food for your family. One thing we can be certain about is this. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 8 tells us, Jesus Christ is the same, yesterday and today and forever. In other words, he never ever changes. Malachi chapter 3 verse 6 tells us this. I, the Lord, do not change. How wonderful and encouraging this is. So, we can accept and even embrace change because we know that He is with us to uphold us and lead us on, just as He did His people in the Old Testament. He will lead us on into all that He has got for us next. God bless you. Amen.